Welcome to English Horizon. Before you do anything else, I want you to stop for just a moment. Put your phone down if you can. Take one deep breath. Close your eyes for a few seconds and ask yourself one question. Am I truly living, or am I just existing? That question may sound simple, but it has the power to change your entire life. Every day, millions of people wake up, check their phones, scroll through social media, go to work or school, come home, watch videos, sleep, and repeat the same routine again. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. Months become years. Then one morning they wake up and wonder where all the time went. They had dreams. They wanted to travel the world. They wanted financial freedom. They wanted to speak fluent English, start a successful business, build a happy family, become healthier, become stronger, become someone they could truly be proud of. But somehow, none of it happened. Not because they weren't intelligent, not because they weren't talented, but because they kept waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for more confidence, waiting for more money, waiting until Monday, waiting until next month, waiting until next year. The truth is painful. Life doesn't wait. Time doesn't pause. The clock never asks if you're ready. It just keeps moving. And every second that passes is 1 second you'll never get back. Look around you. Children grow into adults. Parents grow older. Friends move away. Opportunities disappear. The world keeps moving whether you're moving with it or not. Now ask yourself another question. If nothing changes in your life over the next 5 years, will you be happy? If your daily habits stay exactly the same, will your future be any different? Most people don't fail because they dream too big. They fail because they act too small. They underestimate the power of today's choices. 1 hour wasted every day may not seem important, but after 1 year, that's hundreds of hours that could have been used to learn a new skill. Build a business, read books, exercise, improve your English, or completely change your future. Here's something most people never realize. Your future isn't built tomorrow, it's built today, right now. With the choices you're making at this very moment, every action is like casting a vote for the person you're becoming. When you choose discipline, you vote for success. When you choose excuses, you vote for regret. Think about that. No one suddenly becomes successful. No one suddenly becomes confident. No one suddenly becomes wealthy. It happens one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one day at a time. Unfortunately, the opposite is also true. Failure rarely happens overnight. It happens slowly. One excuse, one lazy morning, one missed opportunity, one promise broken to yourself, until one day you realize you become someone you never wanted to be. This video isn't here to entertain you. It's here to wake you up. I'm not going to tell you that success is easy, because it isn't. I'm not going to tell you that motivation will save you, because it won't. Motivation disappears. Discipline stays. Your future belongs to the person you're willing to become, not the person you wish you were. There are 2 versions of you living inside your mind. One version wants comfort. It wants easy choices. It wants to stay in bed. It wants to avoid challenges. It wants to keep saying, I'll start tomorrow. The other version wants greatness. It wants growth. It wants courage. It wants to build something meaningful. Every single day, those 2 versions fight. The winner is the one you feed. If you feed laziness, laziness grows. If you feed discipline, discipline grows. The decision belongs to you. Nobody can make it for you. Not your parents, not your friends, not your teacher, not your boss. Only you. Years from now, you'll either thank yourself or you'll wish you had started today. Imagine meeting your future self 10 years from now. Would that person be proud of today's decisions or disappointed? Would they thank you for your discipline or blame you for your excuses? That future is being created right now with every choice you make. So here's your challenge. Today, not tomorrow, not next Monday. Today, do one thing that your future self will thank you for. Read 1 chapter. Learn 10 new English words, exercise for 20 minutes, start the business idea you've been thinking about. Record your first video. Write your first page. Take the first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to begin. Because every great journey starts with one decision, one brave decision, the decision to stop waiting, the decision to stop making excuses, the decision to finally take control of your life. Remember this sentence. Your future is not created by your dreams. It is created by your daily actions. And today, your new life begins. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about the most valuable thing you own, something richer than money, more powerful than talent, and more important than intelligence. We're going to talk about time and why most people lose their lives without even realizing it. A few moments ago, we talked about waking up before it's too late. Now let's talk about something that every human being receives equally, but very few people truly value. Time. If I offered you $1 million today, you would probably get excited. But let me ask you something. If I offered you $1 billion with one condition, you would not wake up tomorrow. Would you accept it? Of course not. Why? Because deep down, you already know the truth. Your life is worth more than money, and your life is measured in one thing: time. Money can be lost and earned again. A business can fail and be rebuilt. A friendship can sometimes be repaired. But 1 hour of your life, once it is gone forever. Think about yesterday. How did you spend your time? Can you get those hours back? No. Think about last year. How many days disappeared without you even noticing? How many dreams did you postpone? How many promises did you make to yourself that you never kept? Most people don't waste their lives all at once. They waste them 5 minutes at a time. One more video, one more scroll, one more excuse, one more, I'll start tomorrow. Those tiny moments don't seem dangerous, but they quietly become your future. Imagine there are two people. Both are 20 years old. Both have the same number of hours every day. The first person spends 2 hours learning new skills, reading books, exercising, and improving. The second person spends those same 2 hours scrolling through social media, watching random videos, and complaining about life. 5 years later, their lives look completely different. Not because one was luckier, not because one was born smarter, but because one respected time while the other ignored it. Success is often nothing more than small, wise choices repeated every day. Here's something powerful to remember. You never really spend time. You spend your life. Every hour has a price. The question is, what are you buying with yours? Are you buying knowledge, confidence, health, freedom, or are you buying regret? Many people say they're too busy, but look closely. Most aren't busy. They're distracted. There is a huge difference. Being busy doesn't always mean you're making progress. You can spend the entire day doing things that don't matter. Real progress comes from focusing on what truly moves your life forward. Ask yourself this question every morning. What is the one thing I can do today that will make tomorrow better? Then protect time for that one thing. Treat it like an important appointment, because it is. It's an appointment with your future. Another mistake people make is believing they have plenty of time. I'll start when I'm older. I'll start after graduation. I'll start after I save more money. I'll start next year. The problem is that life is unpredictable. No one knows how much time they have. That's why successful people don't wait for the perfect moment. They create momentum with imperfect action. They begin before they feel ready. Think of a farmer. A farmer doesn't wait until harvest season to plant seeds. He plants them months earlier. He works when nobody's watching. He waters the field every day. For a long time, nothing seems to happen. But one day the harvest arrives. Your goals work the same way. The effort you make today becomes the success you enjoy later. Never underestimate small daily habits. Reading 10 pages every day becomes thousands of pages over time. Learning 10 English words every day becomes thousands of new words. Saving a small amount of money every week becomes financial security. Tiny actions create extraordinary results. So stop waiting for giant opportunities. Master the ordinary days. Because ordinary days build extraordinary lives. Here's a challenge for you. For the next 7 days, write down exactly how you spend your time. Be honest. Every hour, every distraction, every productive moment. You may be surprised by what you discover. Awareness is the first step toward change. Once you know where your time is going, you can decide where your life is going. Remember this. Time is the only resource that is completely fair, rich or poor, young or old. Everyone receives 24 hours every day. The difference lies in how those hours are used. Protect your mornings, protect your focus, protect your dreams. Because every minute you invest wisely is building the person you want to become. And every minute you waste without thinking, quietly builds the life you never wanted. Choose carefully. Your future is watching. In the next lesson, we'll talk about one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck for years. Not lack of talent, not lack of money, but something far more dangerous. The habit of making excuses. By now, we've talked about waking up before it's too late and protecting your time. But there's one obstacle that quietly destroys more dreams than almost anything else. It's not failure. It's not bad luck. It's not a lack of talent. It's excuses. Excuses are comfortable because they make us feel better in the moment. They protect our ego. They give us someone or something else to blame. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'll start when I feel more confident. I'll wait until everything is perfect. At first, these sound reasonable, but if you repeat them long enough, they become your identity. The truth is, life is rarely perfect. There will always be problems, unexpected setbacks, and moments when you feel unprepared. The people who move forward are not the ones with perfect conditions. They're the ones who decide to move anyway. Think about every successful person you admire. Do you believe their journey was easy? Did they never fail? Did they never doubt themselves? Of course they did. The difference is that they refused to let excuses become permanent. Every challenge became a lesson. Every failure became experience. Every setback became another reason to keep going. Now ask yourself honestly, what excuse have you been repeating for months, or even years? Write it down. Look at it. Then ask one simple question. Is this excuse protecting me, or is it holding me back? Many times the answer is obvious. Maybe you're waiting for confidence before starting. But confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes because of action. You become confident by practicing. You become stronger by facing challenges. You become wiser by making mistakes and learning from them. Waiting to feel ready is one of the biggest traps in life. Most people never feel completely ready. They simply begin. Imagine someone who wants to learn English. They spend months watching videos, buying courses and taking notes. But they're afraid to speak because they might make mistakes. Years later, they still aren't fluent, not because they lacked information, but because they lacked action. Mistakes are not the opposite of progress. They are part of progress. Every mistake teaches you something that success cannot. So stop fearing mistakes. Fear standing still. Another powerful habit is taking ownership. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I do about it?" That one question changes everything. It shifts your focus from problems to solutions, from blame to responsibility, from frustration to growth. You may not control everything that happens in your life, but you always control your response, and your response shapes your future. Here's a challenge. For the next week, catch yourself every time you make an excuse. When you hear yourself saying, "I can't," replace it with, "How can I?" That small change trains your mind to search for possibilities instead of limitations. Remember this, excuses make today feel easier. Discipline makes tomorrow better. Every successful person reaches a moment when they stop waiting for perfect circumstances. They stop blaming, they stop complaining, they take responsibility, and that's the moment their life begins to change. So make a decision today. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more blaming. From this moment forward, take ownership of your life, because no one else can build your future for you, and no one else can stop you once you decide that excuses no longer have a place in your life. In the next lesson, we're going to explore why comfort feels safe, but often becomes the biggest prison you'll ever live in. We'll learn how stepping outside your comfort zone is the first step toward real growth. Right now, I want you to think about your daily routine. You wake up at the same time. You check the same apps. You eat the same food. You follow the same schedule. You talk to the same people. Then you go to bed and promise yourself that tomorrow will be different. but tomorrow looks exactly like today. Does that sound familiar? Here's the truth. Your comfort zone feels safe because it's familiar, but what feels safe isn't always good for you. In fact, your comfort zone can become the biggest prison you'll ever live in. Inside it, nothing seems dangerous, but nothing truly grows there either. Imagine a bird that never leaves its nest because it's afraid to fly. The nest is warm. The nest is comfortable. The nest feels secure. But if that bird never spreads its wings, it will never discover the sky it was created to explore. Many people live exactly like that bird. They stay in jobs they hate because change feels scary. They never speak English because they're afraid of making mistakes. They never start a business because they fear losing money. They never share their ideas because they worry about criticism. Years pass, nothing changes, not because they couldn't succeed, but because they never gave themselves the chance. Fear often disguises itself as logic. Your mind says, maybe next month. I'm not ready yet. I need more experience. What if people laugh at me? But ask yourself another question. What if they don't? What if your first video changes your life? What if your first interview leads to your dream job? What if one conversation opens a door you never imagined? You'll never know if you never try. Growth always feels uncomfortable at first. Think about the first day you learned to ride a bicycle. You probably felt nervous. You may have fallen more than once. But if you had quit after the first fall, you would never have learned. Life works the same way. Every new skill feels difficult in the beginning. Every successful person was once a beginner. Every expert was once inexperienced. The difference is simple. They kept going. One of the biggest lies people believe is this: I'll become confident first, then I'll take action. The truth is the opposite. Action creates confidence. Every small victory teaches your brain that you are capable. Every challenge you overcome makes the next one a little easier. Confidence isn't something you find. It's something you build. So how do you escape your comfort zone? Start with small challenges. Speak up in a meeting. Introduce yourself to someone new. Read 10 pages of a book instead of scrolling on your phone. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Record your first video. Practice English out loud even if you make mistakes. These actions may seem small, but they send a powerful message to your mind. I am becoming someone who takes action. Over time, those small actions become a new identity. An identity changes everything. Remember this: successful people don't enjoy being uncomfortable. They simply understand that discomfort is temporary, but growth is permanent. Every challenge you avoid becomes a wall. Every challenge you face becomes a bridge. Which one are you building? A wall that keeps you trapped, or a bridge that leads you toward the life you dream about? Here's a challenge for you. Today, before this day ends, do one thing that makes you slightly uncomfortable. Not something dangerous, just something that stretches you. Make that phone call. Apply for that opportunity. Speak in English for 5 minutes. Share your idea. Take the first step you've been avoiding. When you finish, you'll realize something important. The fear was much bigger in your mind than it was in reality. And that's how courage grows. Not by waiting for fear to disappear, but by acting while fear is still there. Remember this sentence: your comfort zone may protect you from failure, but it also protects you from success. Choose growth, choose courage, choose progress. Because every great achievement begins the moment someone decides to step beyond what feels comfortable. In the next lesson, we'll uncover one of the most dangerous habits holding people back from success: procrastination, the silent thief of dreams.